Well, do we have some news on a few things that are going on with the Philadelphia Eagles? A few things I definitely want to go over from press conferences and a player that the Eagles are working out right now that's definitely going to help the trenches. And Howie Roseman is still trying to upgrade this roster. And I can't wait to go over all this, so let's get straight into it all.
Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's on a fantastic day. So I want to go over some news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, what is the most important position that Howie likes to acquire more players? It looks like it's the offensive line. The trenches is what's important, and that's what makes this team, starting with those positions. So it looks like the Eagles have worked out DJ Fluker, okay? Now, Fluker's in good shape right now. Okay, this is a guy that was drafted in 2013. I think he was, the 11th overall pick, 12th overall pick in 2013 from Alabama, from the Baltimore Ravens. Now, Jeff Stoutland did coach DJ Fluker at Alabama, so obviously this is a lot of homework from Jeff Stoutland bringing him in. Now, DJ Fluker has been to a few teams, from Baltimore to the Dolphins, the Raiders, the Jaguars. I think his last year was 2020. He was out of shape. A couple years later, he was out of shape, and, he decided to take a lot of time off, I guess, to kind of revamp himself a little bit. So he took time off. He never really started. But this is a guy that's, 6'5", 340 pounds. I don't know what his weight is precisely. Apparently, he lost 40 pounds, and he's been showing a lot of video of himself getting in shape. I mean, he looks like a bodybuilder. It's kind of insane, these workouts and what this guy is doing. Jeff Stoutland knows this guy well, and when you look at the Eagles' offensive line right now, obviously right guard is a big hole right now. Obviously you'll have tylersteen, probably competing for the right guard job. With Cam Jurgens most likely. You have Jack Driscoll that can play right guard, right tackle, mostly a right guard, and really the left side for backups. I mean, you have Trevor Reed right now, who's undrafted free agent with over, 328, pass block attempts at Louisville, and only gave up, I think, 3 sacks. So there's a few guys here that may work out, but with DJ Fluker is interesting too. So now he could play tackle, he could play guard. So interesting enough to see where this guy is at. If he is signed, he worked out for the Eagles, so I don't know if there going to be official news on it tomorrow or whenever you watch this video. But I'm glad that Jeff Stoutland's doing more homework, and we need more offensive linemen. That's just the case. There's really not enough. We don't even have really anybody on the left side right now. Jurgens isn't going to play the left side. Tylersteen's going to play either. He could play the left side. He could do it if they want to cross-train him there, but most likely we'll try to compete at right guard with obviously Cam Jurgens. So that's pretty much it. You have a guy right here that is 32 years old. You have an older vet coming in as a backup, so there's no issue with that. Can play guard, tackle. Jeff Stoutland was hired by the Eagles, and I think in 2013 as the offensive line coach. I think Chip Kelly hired him as the offensive line coach. So in 2012, I guess, or the last few years before that, he was coached up by Jeff Stoutland. And, this is really exciting. Why not? To make a move like this and get a veteran who's really not had a chance to start. But with really good coaching, and this guy loses over 40 pounds, he's getting himself into shape. So he took off the whole entire 2022 season to really get himself in shape. He took the year off because he's like, I need like a whole year to get myself in shape and then get back into it. So really trying to revive his career, and the Eagles are seeing a lot in him right now, and I can't complain about it. We really do need more offensive line help at the end of the day. I don't think, with Jurgens, Tylersteen, Driscoll, and really, Trevor Reed, undrafted from Louisville, those are the only guys you have right now. And we really are kind of naked on the left side of this line when it comes to depth because Andre Dillard isn't really covering, the tackle spot. And obviously, they could throw him in at guard if they wanted, but he went to Tennessee Titans and signed with them. So, we'll see what happens. But this is a good sign to look at the trenches, and, I'm kind of excited for this guy. I really kind of rooting for this guy. And Jeff Stoutland knows him best because he coached him. So, been to 4 teams and, took the year off, and now he's, got to work out with the Eagles and see if they sign him. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I think this is really good. I think this is good. I think it's, I'm not going to say it's promising, but, it seems like a very interesting workout. They have a lot of interest, and, the offensive line is taking care of so much. So, very, very happy for that. Next on the list right now is Jalen Carter. Now, he was actually at the Panini trading card, photo shoot, which is pretty much, I think that's what it is. So all the rookies, the first round draft picks will go to take pictures, for trading cards or something like that. And they get interviewed and they're in their Eagles gear, so he was all dressed up. I couldn't really find any clear pictures. There was an interview, but I didn't want to get copyrighted by it. But there was an interview. Jalen Carter had some things to say about the Eagles in general. And this is what he had to say, quote unquote. So he says, "Everybody is connected. There's a good connection in the locker room. I plan on making a big impact to the team and to the season early." Okay, he says, "and go back to the Super Bowl and win it this time." Eagles rookie Jalen Carter says he will be better in the NFL than he was in college. And look, you know what? He's got a lot of pride in himself, and you know what? People need to understand that, and I'll talk about some of these guys in this video because I think it's important, but, they came from a championship culture the last couple seasons. You won back-to-back national championships, and, you can't blame a guy for saying, I know fans might get upset if he says something about a Super Bowl or whatever, don't jinx it, blah, blah, blah. But this is the mindset of these players we got from Georgia, man. Like, this is what it is. Like, I feel like he's in a lot better shape now. I know people were very nervous about his combine. It didn't work out the combine, and then obviously the pro day didn't look too well, and there was a lot going on in the background of his life. And really, I think the moment he got drafted, when he was crying, going to the podium or meeting Roger Goodell on the stage, I think that was the moment where it really changed his life. And obviously with the players that he'll be with Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Nakobe Dean, Keely Ringo, I am telling you, it's going to make a big difference. The support system for Jalen Carter is going to be unbelievable, and you're going to see, and honestly, I'm not looking for Jalen Carter to have double-digit sacks in his first season, but you never know. You know what I mean? There are defensive tackles, good ones over, decades, that never got a lot of sacks their first season. You know what I mean? Warren Sapp only had 3 sacks his first season. Aaron Donald had 9. So it just depends on the player. But I feel like Carter's going to produce immediately. It wouldn't surprise me if he starts next to Jordan Davis the first game with Fletch and Kadavia Street in that second rotation or something like that, which would be really interesting. But I thought that was really cool. And I just like the confidence that he has, and it's been cool to watch, and at least see him mature. And we'll see what he does, man. I'm excited for this defensive line, and it's going to be great. Now, obviously, we saw the press conferences, especially from, we're not going to go over all of it, but there's some of the stuff I took out of it with Josh Sweat and, working on his craft. And Josh Sweat's getting better every single year. He gets injured a little bit, get those little injuries here and there, but overall, he's a fantastic player. I mean, working on his weaknesses and having a really good offseason. And had a lot to say about this defensive line going to this year. And by the way, Josh Sweat's not a free agent until after the 24 season, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So he's here for another 2 years this year counting. So I had a lot to say about the defensive line, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, because obviously he's been around those guys now a lot more. So he says, they're great. The work ethic is crazy for both of them. They're professionals, man. They are here to learn and are improving quickly. They've been on championship teams already. They are about their business, and that's a really good thing to hear. I want to, this is the whole thing about this video. I want to hear the background insight of, how is Nolan Smith doing? How is Jalen Carter doing? People, I don't know what's going on, like how are they coming along? Now, obviously, like these players aren't going to say bad things about players, but I think at the end of the day, they brought in, you brought in 2 first-round pick defensive linemen, which the Eagles stole the show in the first round out of any other team in this draft. I mean, you couldn't get a better combination. If you were going into this draft, which we were going into it, I didn't think they were drafting 2 defensive linemen in the first round. If you were going to say that was going to happen, I would have called you stupid. But I think it's going to be a really good combination. Josh Sweat involved too. Now, I'm actually quite interested to see how they're going to do this with the defensive ends. Who's going to be that first lineup? And trust me, like if Nolan Smith really pops out a lot more than a lot of them do, I'm telling you, I'd put Brandon Graham in the second rotation with Josh Sweat and literally have Hassan Reddick and Nolan Smith. Hassan Reddick, the guy that Nolan Smith was compared to, is going to be on the same team as that player, which really never happens. And, the learning experience that he's going to have and what he's going to learn from Graham and Reddick and, Nolan Smith, I'm excited to see this guy. I'm excited. The bend that he has around the line, his quickness, I'm so pumped for it. You don't even believe. I mean, it's just crazy right now with some of these guys, some of these players, and Josh Sweat, I think is going to have another great year. I forgot how many sacks he had last year, but the whole defensive line played really well, and very excited for them too. So really like that interview with Josh Sweat to see like the kind of background on Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. And they're about their business, man. That's what it is with these Georgia guys that we ended up getting, which was awesome. Now the Kobe Dean, there's a lot of question marks from the Kobe Dean. I know people in the comments section are going to be like, well, he's going to pan out. He's going to be a superstar. I can't say he's going to be a superstar, guys. We can't say anything right now because he hasn't done much of anything. Okay, he's had some sample sizes where he played pretty good, but I haven't seen him in full games. I haven't seen if he could stay healthy a whole season. I haven't seen anything. You know what I mean? So, not saying I haven't seen anything. People will take me literally and say, "Oh, what do you mean you didn't see anything?" No, he's done some good things. He's made tackles. He's had some pass deflections. He's done a really good job at the sample size. When we were up a few touchdowns and he would go into the game, even though I thought I really wanted him to get more of a chance in the defense last year because I was not a big fan of Kaiser White, really the whole linebacker group, but the worst one that really played was Kaiser White. Felt like he had that pick in preseason and then he just fell off after that. And obviously the guys couldn't cover either, even though I still think they need to add another body at linebacker, but we'll get into that another day. Now, the Kobe Dean has been working his tail off this offseason, and obviously Howie Roseman didn't draft a linebacker this year because the Eagles, Howie Roseman knows they have another linebacker waiting in the wings right now. With Nick, Rallis last year, the linebacker coach that's now the assistant, the defensive coordinator for Arizona for Gannon now. He was a sponge in the locker room, and he didn't really care too much that he wasn't starting. Like, he played special teams, he did what he had to do, and that was really it. But he was taking in as much information as possible during those times, which I thought it was great, for the opportunities that he was given. He flashed a lot, okay, and that's definitely something. But we got to see it. I got to see it with my own 2 eyes. I don't care if he was in for 5-6 plays at the end of a football game. Like, at the end of the day, this guy's got to play full games. This guy's got to go into games and I got to see it for myself. Okay? Now, Nakobe Dean has had some things to say as well. So saying, a coach told me in high school, you're only even getting better or you're getting worse. Okay, it's no staying the same. And ever since the Super Bowl, I ain't been doing nothing but working and getting better. I feel like I'm a better player in every aspect of my game. So, that's good. You know what I mean? At least, and look, and my gut feeling right now at this linebacker core, I feel like they need to add one more body. But when it comes to Kobe Dean, just from how I feel about it going into the season in 23, I feel like he's going to be a field general. I feel like he's going to play well over expected. Okay, Nakobe Dean's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. Okay, he's going to play with a chip on his shoulder. He was drafted in the 3rd round. There was a lot of stuff going around that draft a couple years ago. and about, you know, injuries, past injuries, and a bunch of stuff that was going on with Nakobe Dean. And I was really surprised that we ended up getting him. And now there's more of his teammates on here now, on this roster now, especially after, you know, this past draft we just had. But I'm not thinking that, you know, that Nakobe Dean's going to fail. I'll probably be more shocked if he's just bad. And in my mind, I'm like, there's no way he's going to be a bad player. But I'm hoping that he's not. You know what I mean? We haven't seen, you know what I mean? There's not enough to tell me. You know, Reed Blankenship, he got a lot of playing time and he started. You know, if Nakobe Dean, like, started half the year, then we have a little bit more of a sample size of, you know, who he is as a player and what he could do on an NFL level. But he didn't. You know, he got in at the end of games where we were up by a few touchdowns. And, yeah, he flashed a lot. He made a lot of plays, made a lot of tackles. And I love him as a linebacker because he's he doesn't get tricked too much. He's, you know, his eyes, he's got really good vision, shooting the gap, making tackles. I like that he's one of those linebackers that doesn't hesitate. He really sacrifices his body to make any type of tackle. I mean, which I really like. It's like the old school vibe of linebackers back in the day. You know, so I think it's amazing what he said, but like I said, we got to see it. I got to see it on the field, and that's why training camp cannot get here any faster. Like, I need this to get here as fast as possible. So that's all I really got to say. You know, I kind of did this video on a loop today. A lot going on. If you guys last this long, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well for obviously more content coming to you guys. Have some stuff going on this week. I'm changing the room around, and obviously, you know, this is the last day I'm going to be on his laptop. So by tomorrow, the next couple of days, some changes will be in effect. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about DJ Fluker, which honestly I'm pretty excited about. Just getting some veteran that just out. You know, I think this is a good sign. This would be a good sign if they can get it done. And, you know, you at least try to have some, you know, at least a guy on the left side that can play guard and tackle. That would be great. If you can get a guy that can play both positions, which is good, you know, kind of take care of that left side a little bit. And hopefully he has a good training camp, and hopefully he stays healthy and all that great stuff, but lost 40 pounds doing this thing. Obviously, the Jalen Carter news, Josh Sweat talking about the new acquisitions, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, getting to know those guys. And also, this first year as a starter with his teammates, and it's going to be really exciting. So, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys on the next one. SHAKESQUAD up, follow us, peace out, guys. Peace.